Hello, hello. Happy spring, Venus angels. Welcome to Taurus season. Our sister Venus angel, ruled by the planet Venus. The kisses from heaven are stronger here. Oh my gosh, there's so much to say about Taurus season. So much I've learned this year on Taurus energy too. Where to begin? Well, first, I want to say hi, Venus angels. It is a pleasure to be back and replenished. Actually, I'm really tired right now because I just went to my very first Charlie XCX concert last night, and I'm not really replenished. I'm trying to get there, but I'm super drained, and I have no regrets. It was phenomenal. It was incredible. It changed my life. Truly. I am officially having a brat girl summer, and there is nothing that will stop me. It was iconic. You can feel the energy in the room, in the stadium, how on fire she was. Oh my God. She made it rain. She slayed. She put the whole stage on fire, and then just water started coming down from this stage, and she put out the fire and still somehow brought flames. I don't know how she did it, but I'm so proud of her. I fucking love her. She is Mother, and Mother is Taurus season, pretty much. I want to say, I think Aries season made me feel more overwhelmed than I thought. And to think I did 2 episodes for it, I don't think I realized that I actually put in overtime for you angels. And I'm pretty proud of myself because I don't normally do 2 episodes in a month. I like to give a full monthly analysis, if you will. This past new moon on Sunday felt very lovely and dainty and really brought what Taurus energy is all about. Resting and taking care of yourself. And did someone say treat yourself? I think Taurus did. Did someone say there's a buffet, a block party full of food? Oh yes, Taurus said it. I love this time of year because after Aries has woken us up to the earth, like resurrecting again, being that spring is born at this time, Taurus is like, give me 5 more minutes. She's your cheeky, fun, intentional queen when it comes to her self-care. And I want to say that I had a hard time figuring out how spiritual and intimate a Taurus can be because Taurus is an earth sign. For those of you who don't know, she is an earthy goddess, and I had to really dig deep to understand what is Taurus energy and how does it fit into the astrological world, the spiritual world. Because in reverse, their twin flame is Scorpio, and twin flames, even though they're opposite, they have similar characteristics. Now, I know some Taurus angels will be like, wait, why are we talking about Scorpio? It's my season. Hello? Don't worry, angels. I have a point to this for everyone to understand what makes this earth energy still have a spiritual, intuitive side. Because earth signs tend to have a bad rep of not being as intuitive or emotionally intelligent. There's this stern, rigid, very down-to-earth type of energy to them that makes you kind of wonder, is what I see what I get out of you? But I figured it out. I figured out by understanding its opposite and then reverting back to Taurus traits and characteristics. So here's the spiel. You have Taurus and Scorpio being twin flames, right? They're both fixed energy, which once again is this loyal, headstrong type of mood. However, they each go about things differently. Scorpio energy is loyal, but to emotional truth, not comfort. Taurus wants peace. Scorpio wants truth, even if it hurts. Taurus preserves the physical. while Scorpio preserves the soul. That's why they're twin flames, but also enemies sometimes. And just to understand the dynamic of twin flames spark transformation. Taurus is like, can we just eat and nap in the sun? And Scorpio is like, no, face your emotional death and be reborn, you know? Now, both Taurus and Scorpio do hate change, but Scorpio kind of demands it. They just can't help it. It will literally eat at them if they don't. The thing about Taurus is that they know that they can live in the now and make the physical much more valuable and important. That's the beauty of Taurus. They are so much more present in the physical world. Food, touch, money, nature, comfort. They can make the physical so rich and very lovely to be alive and experience the five senses. And when Taurus is evolved, like really evolved, it feels those earthly things as sacred. Like eating becomes sacred, rest becomes sacred, beauty becomes sacred, money becomes an energy exchange. Even simple safety feels spiritual. It's not just survival, it's soul level contentment. Taurus, at its highest, doesn't just consume, it worships the beauty of living. And damn, when I tapped into that physical level, I felt like I was given the yummiest, coziest, juiciest taste of what it's like to be alive, like rich buttermilk or something. It's a time where things are blooming and feeling their way into life right now. Every friction, every root rising, every smell, every stretch is super sacred right now. They're not things you need to brush off to check off your list, you know, or if you have a list, do them with much more intention around this time of year. Taurus makes you feel human again, like you're just being here and experiencing everything for the first time, or the first time in so long. I am currently on a budget right now, and I can't afford too much luxury right now because I just went to that Charlie XCX concert this week, which was just chef's kiss. Just fucking, you had to be there. But I think Taurus is really also good at being creative and strategic with what they have. And they have a lot. Their affirmation is, I have. So lately, I've been incorporating morning and nighttime stretches to feel much more comfort in my body. And I just so happen to have a massage gun and a head massager, and it's been heaven. Thinking of also doing like a hot bath with Epsom salt or lavender, you know, just making my routine more intentional and much more cozy. And this also helps it make it more intimate and special when you're doing these things for yourself in the comfort of your own home, you know? Creating my own spa night on a budget, it's the best. So that's one of the really great things about Taurus season. Next thing I want to talk about that I didn't get to dabble on in the last season, I wanted to jump on this notion of making the new year around April instead of January. Hear me out. I was having this thought about New Year's resolutions and wondered, why are we starting hard challenges and resolutions in the middle of winter? It feels like a complete setup for failure. It never felt natural or realistic to me to start these things in January or even February or even March. I grew up in New York and it was always cold around that time of year. And I think I naturally assumed, like, why do we have to go back to school so soon? And what are resolutions anyway? And like just the whole idea of resolutions, why do we have to do them right after the new year? I didn't get that. And I feel like my body itself felt like it wanted to rest after the holidays. It felt like, okay, we definitely got the hibernating and stuffing our face with food, right? But now we have to immediately lose all that weight and jump on a treadmill or hop on the next aggressive, intense challenge, Like, what? I don't understand what's going on in my Taurus season element. And so I was thinking to myself, I thought I'd share that. That notion sounded ridiculous to me, and I feel like it would just make much more sense to have a new year begin somewhere around April. Because this is when the earth itself is starting to rebirth and wake up and grow all its flowers and plants, and animals start to come out around March, May. Sure, some as early as February being groundhogs, but even that, when they feel it's getting warmer or not, bestie. Like, hello, why are we out here doing the most in January? So I'm declaring for myself that my new year has begun this month, well, last month, April, because it just makes so much more sense for my mind and body. And I feel like I've been so much more successful starting my goals now than when I had started in the beginning of January. Aries season itself is the beginning, the start anyway, I talk more about that in the last 2 episodes. And honestly, the proof is in the earthy pudding. This isn't necessarily to persuade or force anyone to let go of the Gregorian calendar, but I think it's something to think about. I think it's okay to do what feels good for you. And if it means changing, time, for your mental health, for your rightfully so human emotion of feeling good enough to get healthy changes done in your life, maybe seeing things from a more nature, earthy perspective is the path to try out. Next thing I wanted to get into for Taurus is that I've sort of realized for myself that I kind of had a weird moment with myself about spirituality and Pinterest. Okay, that sounds super weird, but I'm gonna get a little vulnerable with you here. You may judge me, and that's okay because it was kind of pathetic, but still overwhelming. So regardless, please be kind, and if you can relate to this, let me know so I know I'm not alone for spazzing out this hard. But I came to realize in this season that I think I have a limit to spirituality. I realize I get kind of this nauseous feeling of too much woo-woo. And so I asked myself, well, where is this coming from? I'm out here making an astrology podcast and sharing my knowledge to you all, and I'm trying to figure out, where is this really coming from? At the same time, I have a Pinterest account, and boy, do I use it like my life depends on these mood boards. It is my weakness, it is my kryptonite, it is my emotional crutch. And I try. I don't always succeed, but I'm only human in a dying capitalist world. But I try to not be so materialistic. And what's helped me is to stay more spiritual and more intuitive. I guess be more of Scorpio, focus more on the soul than physical things. Like, just in general, my life rule of thumb. And you know what it might just be? It might just be Taurus energy giving me the sense to spoil myself more these days. But I ran into a predicament of indulging so hard on Pinterest mood boards and pictures and thinking, oh my God, I want that and I want this and that, and I know it's going to complete me and make me so happy. And like every time I'd buy things, it never made me feel good enough. And I'd be out here buying like spiritual stuff like velvet curtains and lace fabric and pillows. And don't get me wrong, these things are beautiful. Like, I appreciate them more now. And I'm so grateful for them, but this sense of those things still not being enough, even when I bought them with so much intention, the fact that I kept going back on Pinterest and seeing more things that I felt like I should have bought or needed to have felt so repulsive to me. I'm over here trying to make the most gorgeous room for myself, for example, and still feeling like ass. And I thought, wait, what is going on? Because I'm not even buying trendy things anymore, you know? I am buying what feels good to me. I am niching down. I'm more into witchy vibes and fabrics and ornaments. Like, I'm not out here buying beige furniture and neutral colors to feel like that girl. No, I'm out here making everything colorful and lovely in my own way. But damn, I still feel not good enough. And so I realized a hard truth that I think doesn't get shared enough, no matter how true you are to your taste. And that's that the internet has a way of always selling you shit that you really don't need. And not only does that hurt your bank account, but it hurts your self-esteem. It sure hurt mine. Like, ow, I thought we were on the same side. I'm over here not getting the latest trends, and I still don't want to. But I'm out here moving out of the social norm and still feel like I'm always missing something. I don't know. I feel like I need more crystals or more seashells, more books, more products. My room's getting crowded, y'all. Why doesn't it feel like it's enough? And I figured it out. It's not necessarily spirituality, but it's blended in with capitalistic overconsumption nonsense. That's a bunch of baloney. This transactional spirituality is what made me want to just throw everything out of the window and say goodbye. And that hurts because, no, I don't really want to say goodbye. I came to spirituality to get away from a vapid society, and it ended up being disguised as another marketing thing. And so I really had to sit down and ask myself, okay, wait. I have to look at astrology for what it really promotes. Does it promote transactional energy, or is it just capitalistic intentions? Pinterest, being the middleman here, is supposed to be dreamy, but sometimes it turns into like a maximalist screaming gallery in your brain. This is such a Taurus and Libra conversation. As a Libra, I am always running into aesthetic existentialism, and Taurus is holding me down like a parent. Okay, but let's continue. Trust me, I know, I'm aware. This is just a Taurus and a Libra chatting up. Okay. But yeah, like, Pinterest is like a siren song of aesthetic perfection that pulls you in with lace sleeves and glowy makeup, and suddenly you're deep in a sea of cottagecore meets dark academia, meets vampire, meets witch energy, trying to dress for a quick errand. Like, how did we get here? How? I got burnt out because I was constantly chasing a new vibe to feel good about myself, when all I had to do was sit down here at the Cove, grab my favorite elixir, look out into the galaxy, and realize I am enough. I created this mystical bar of Venus angels on planet Venus without any fabric but of my mind, and no amount of velvet, lace, fabric, or mini skirts can change that. That is probably the only dark side of Taurus that I would say. So I would be wary about that because it does focus strongly on the physical, and it can become a bit obsessive and feel like you're not enough and you don't have enough, when I think in most times we really do. And it made me realize and sort of reaffirm that astrology isn't a transactional thing. It's not selling anything. It's not telling you need to buy said product to heal you. It does none of that. It's not even a deity or a god or gods of any sort. It's not even a physical thing, like tarot cards, for example. And it's not really like witchcraft either, where in the craft you are maneuvering your way to make energies bend to your will. It's just understanding the language of the sky and the stars and what they say about who you are, and a way of getting to know yourself and understand pieces of you, and maybe why things trigger you or why you're more drawn to something more than others. It's the least controlling spiritual path to open yourself up to. Whether you like what you hear or not, it's not telling you to be this or be that. It's just telling you what is. And I think the only time it can become transactional is like reading horoscopes, because then it becomes about control and wanting to know the future, and basically another bending to your human will. But I'm not really there, never really quite found that comforting to do. Like, I'm just a girl, you know? I don't know what I'm doing or even how I got to planet Earth, or Venus, should I say? So why would I be out here messing with energies I don't even know? You know, I'm gonna give myself heartburn or something. So yeah, I just love getting to know myself and others in astrology. I'm not here to predict futures necessarily. I feel like when I do this like astrology forecast kind of thing, I definitely lean into what I'm feeling and what my circle of friends are going through. And then I take a peek at outside sources like, you know, the news or strangers, if given the chance, and hear what they have to say in just simple, casual conversation. Trying to be more social these days. So yeah. But predicting anything like horoscopes, they're a different branch than where I'm at. I will say it was definitely fun and like trivia seeing it in magazines when I was younger. But at the same time, I never really resonated with people reading my horoscope or whatever. It never made sense when I read the Libra column. And yeah, it just wasn't meant for me. And that's all I have for you today, angels. This was so much fun getting into it with Taurus. With Taurus season, I've been having a blast just indulging and relaxing and getting to know myself more. And it's just been great, really. I hope everyone else has been having a lovely Taurus season and it only gets better. I want to challenge you, angels, to comment down below what's one treat yourself activity you want to try out this season. And let me know. Let all the angels know. And that's all I have for you today. I need to rest and I need to eat yummy food, and y'all need to do that too. And happy spring! If you want to find me in other platforms, I go by August in Venus on my YouTube and TikTok. Also go by My Life with Johanna on Instagram. And that's it. That's it, angels. My name is Johanna. Also go by August here at the Cove. And this is Venic. Wow, okay. That was embarrassing. Let's try that again. My name is Johanna. Also go by August here at the Cove. And this is Venus Cove, signing off. Until next time, Venus angels.